Welcome to Module 3 of the Executive Presence and Communication course. In this module, we're going to look at vocal variety and executive tone. How do you speak on a different pitch? How do you incorporate different vocal variety techniques in delivering a clear and coherent presentation? How do you develop your executive tone? How can you be taken more seriously using the power of your voice? We're going to learn about pace, pauses, projection. We're going to learn about some filler words and how to eliminate those and how to develop a credible and authoritative tone. If you're excited, let's dive right into this module. As always, I love to have my assignment check-in. Please, if you haven't done this, please do it. But if you have, well done. Make sure you look at the review. What is vocal variety? I know in the previous module we touched a bit about vocal variety, but now we're going in depth into it. We're going to look at how to use your voice to keep people engaged, from pace to pitch to pauses to projection and to presence, because the goal is to deliver a message in such a way that people can respond powerfully to it. Let's go to the first one, pace. Pace refers to the speed at which you speak. So people tend to speak very fast, like, I'm here, my name is Hepzibah Merule, and they're just like going very fast. I'm a Nigerian, I schooled in Ghana, I'm right now living in the United Kingdom. No pause, no break, no flow. And by the time you finish speaking so quickly, you as a speaker realize you're out of breath. Your audience did not understand anything that you've said, and your message is not delivered powerfully. So when we rush, people will struggle to follow us. Sometimes it shows that you are nervous. That's the perception that your audience is getting from you, because why is she rushing? And there are times where we need to rush because you're out of time and you're like, I need to speed this up. But just remember, be cognizant, be reminded and be aware that sometimes when you rush, it's not a good sign. Your audience may not even get the message. Strong communicators slow down intentionally. They pause between important points and they allow people time to process information. When I mean pausing and slowing down, I don't mean speak one. My name is Hepzibah. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am referring to here is pausing, like I just did right now. It's good when you feel nervous, when you feel like you need to rush up some things, just pause a bit. If you have so much content that you want to cover and you see that you're out of time, you can, as a speaker, summarize it. I would love to talk about this. I'm giving an example, but I would not talk about this right now. If you have questions on this topic, you can meet me after the session and you move on to the next point. I've seen places where speakers are pausing and the entire message, especially when they're concluding, is lost because you're like, okay, I heard you said this, but your conclusion, I don't know, because you can see the tension and pressure that is on the speaker when they're out of time and they need to rush. Having a good pace, a sustained pace, is helpful in delivering your message. You don't want to be too fast with your pace or too slow. You want to maintain a balance. There are times where you need to speed up quickly, but remember to slow it down as well. The next one we'll look at is pitch. Refers to the highness or depth of your voice. When nervous, sometimes people may sound very high, sound very shaky, or just lose vocal control. You can see it when some people genuinely just lose their train of thought and they probably then fill it with filler words. And I'm going to talk about filler words later. A controlled voice sounds calmer, confident, more authoritative. And you may not know how you sound, but you can know how you sound, first of all, from my feedback, right? I'm going to give you feedback. And also from the people you speak with or speak to, tell them to give you feedback. Before speaking, I usually tell people you want to release every tension, because if you are tensed, it would show in your voice, especially for professional public speakers who know. Take deep breaths. And we're going to take one deep breath right now. Breathe in. Now breathe out slowly. Breathe in, breathe out slowly. Yeah, we just I don't know if you felt relaxed, but I felt relaxed. I forgot that I was teaching. I'm like, wow, can I go and sleep? I'm joking. It helps relax your shoulders when you breathe in. Sometimes just relax. Sit, have a comfortable posture when you're on stage. Just relax. Have a good posture. Take a good stand. If you're presenting virtually, relax. Because then your voice can come out more confidently. Pauses, one of the important things you need as a professional speaker. It's one of the strongest tools for confidence and for speaking. You pause to emphasize key points. I intentionally pause during my presentation and during this whole program and the different modules. You replace, you use a pause to replace filler words. Rather than saying you pause, take a breath, and continue. You don't pause in such a way that everyone knows you're pausing. No. You don't pause for too long, like 1 minute, and everyone is wondering what's going on. Like, Hefzibah, are you still here? Are you here with us? You pause sometimes 2, 3 seconds, gather your thoughts together, and continue. It helps make the ideas land powerfully, especially because your audience will be listening to you. You can pause before and after important sentences, and let's take an example. This changed everything. We finally delivered the project successfully. Of course, this is just an example. Before this, there would be like other context and the situation that you would have spoken about and presented to your audience before saying this changed everything. So let me do this better. After getting my scholarship to study at Ashesi University in Ghana, my life changed for the better. Traveling to a different country, meeting beautiful and sincere people, and taking classes in a world-class institution like that of Ashesi, I knew that there was something in store for my future. After taking classes, I went on to graduate as the top 3 best graduating students in my year group. That award changed everything. I finally had the opportunity to work in a tech startup in Ghana and then come to the UK to work for a global firm. My education paid off. Leaving Nigeria to Ghana paid off big time. And today I'm running my own organization. Did you see the pause there? Did you see the pause in between? Did you see the pause when I ended? And I hope the message landed powerfully. I hope you got the example that I'm trying to share. Projection is the ability to speak clearly enough for people to hear and understand you. Projection is not shouting. Projection is not aggression. No. There are times where you see people who are upset and they're shouting over one another. That's not what I mean by projection. Projection is speaking with the outgoing breath, because when we breathe in, we speak based on breath. That's if you go deep into psychology and grow into like mind, knowing how you speak. When you take in breath, you can speak based on the outgoing breath. Let's just give an example. For example, if I hold my nose and I'm speaking, you can see that I'm sounding different. I don't think you can hear me well. But now that I'm breathing in and breathing out normally, I can speak more clearly. And that's why if you go to the medical field, you see people who, when they're out of breath, like you can see that they can't really speak well. And that's because it's a medical challenge, it's a medical emergency. So we speak with breath support. So breathe in, and that's why I say breathe in, breathe out is necessary. You open up your mouth properly and you learn how to deliver words with intention. Poor projection causes weak delivery, unclear communication, and low audience engagement. Imagine speaking to a large auditorium with 300 plus people. You want to make your voice travel more confidently. So if I was standing in a big stage with 300 people, definitely I'll have a handheld mic or I'll have a lapel mic, but I will still project, because even when using a microphone, Your input and your voice determines what comes out. The next one is presence. How do you carry yourself when speaking? Is the energy, the calmness, the confidence that people see and feel before you even finish your sentence or before you even start your presentation. Imagine, I know even virtually, because I've gotten feedback from different virtual presentations I've done, that people can feel my presence virtually and even it's much more in person. Why? Because I'm maintaining eye contact. I'm coming here with an energy. My voice and my pitch is there. My presence is there. I'm looking the part as well. I am grounded. I know my content and I'm just delivering swiftly, concisely, and powerfully. I'm comfortable in my space. My background is beautiful. I love my space. My energy is high up there, and I'm communicating while teaching this course with intentionality. I just use pause there. Ding, ding, ding. Presence is not about perfection. It's about self-awareness and composure. Eliminating filler words. Words like like, are filler words. And we need to eliminate them in our speaking. We want to know how to pause. We want to know how to gather a thread of thought. The truth is, people use filler words when they're trying to remember the next thing they would say, and is understandable. But it takes away from you being a powerful speaker. I sometimes watch people on stage, and the people that I love and I'm drawn to when they're on stage, TV presenters, is how flawless they speak, is how powerfully they speak. You may say they're using a teleprompter or they're using things that aid them in speaking, but even when reading, there are people that would read and still use filler words. Filler words reduces credibility as a professional, competent speaker. It breaks your flow. It makes you sometimes sound unsure, especially when you use them so much. You can replace filler words with silence. You can replace filler words with pauses. But this is not automatic. It takes years and years and years of practice. What are some of the communication reminders? I want to remind you today that you don't need to sound like someone else. Your voice is beautiful, your voice is powerful, but you can train your voice. Your goal is not performance, your goal is intentional communication. Because the strongest communicators are not always the loudest in the room. They may be the loudest, they may not be the loudest. They are people who know the power in their voice. They understand their message, they trust themselves, and they can communicate with structure and composure. And this will help people feel more engaged and understood. Okay, it's time for some practice. You're going to choose a topic and you're going to give the 60-second delivery. Like in this class and in this course, we will practice, practice, practice. Because one thing to have the theory, but it's one thing to put into practice. And I want you to use everything that we've shared: pace, speech, projection, pause, presence. I'll be evaluating you on that. I want you to find out, did you rush? Ask yourself this question. Did you pause intentionally? Did you sound clear? Did you look composed? Did you do you have all of these? And this is what I want you to evaluate yourself on, and I'm going to evaluate you as well. Moving on to the next part of this module, executive tone. Executive tone is the ability to communicate in a calm, intentional, confident, and composed manner, especially in professional environments. When you have the executive tone, it shows how people perceive your confidence, your brand, your authority, your professionalism, and your leadership presence. Executive tone, as I've mentioned in probably previous modules and previous slides, professionals who don't have executive tones rush through presentation, use filler words. We just came from filler words. They end statements like questions. If you're making a statement and you're giving a fact, make it. For example, 75% of people globally face glossophobia. Imagine if I came and I said, I'm a public speaking coach. I'm making a statement. Imagine if I came and I was looking away, am I a public speaking coach? Like, am I a public speaking coach? I am a public speaking coach, coach. It makes me sound unsure. I mean, you may say that people don't speak that way, but sometimes it comes across as that, and you want to be aware of that. Or there are times where I'm over explaining, coach. I mean, like coach, like coach, like coach. Everyone, majority of people know who a coach is. By the time I'm using filler words, it just takes away from the executive tone. Or imagine I came here and I'm saying, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Common executive tone. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Mistakes common executive makes. Oh my God, I'm so, so sorry. Like, guys, I'm sorry. That's too much. That's too much. Apologizing unnecessarily takes away from your executive tone and they reduce your executive presence. Avoid speaking too fast, as I've said. Avoid sounding monotone when you're trying to develop an executive tone. Don't rush through key points and learn to pause. I just paused. Okay. I mentioned in the previous module, module 2, that I was going to share some videos, and this is the class where we look at video analysis. Why? We've talked about projection, vocal variety, pauses, storytelling, and it's time to watch other people. I don't think I'm the only best public speakers. No. I like to learn from other people as well, and I encourage you to do that, right? Keep coming back to Unlock Your Academy, yes, but right now pay more attention to presenters, newscasters, public speakers, and see what you can learn. And that's what this video is about. So there's an Excel sheet for that. I want to ask you, what is your key takeaway from today's session? Let me know. Tell me, put it in the chat. And please remember to do all of these assignments. They're very, very, very important for your growth, for your learning. And in the next couple of weeks and months and years to come, we'll see you moving forward and we'll see an upward journey in your communication and public speaking trajectory. Yes, and that's what I want to see. That's what gladdens my heart. And I believe that's what will gladden your heart too. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next module. This is Coach Z in the Executive Presence and Communication course. Bye for now.